Hey, hi guys. You know how I was talking about that part 2 video on that last guide thing? Uh, Plans may have changed. Depends on what you guys think about this. I feel like this might be a little bit more in depth, a little more personalized, and it might help to have visuals instead of just talking with numbers and stuff. It also helps that it's not going to be a huge 45-minute long video. Let me know in the comments if you guys actually like this idea, if it's well executed, and so on and so forth, or if I'm doing something in an annoying way. Pretty much what I'll be doing, I'll be going through all of the more difficult fights in Olympus and just doing some more budget-friendly type stuff. The point of this setup isn't to show you how you must exactly complete this. It is to help you form a game plan and understand the mechanics of the fight. So, spoilers ahead, obviously, it's a walkthrough. So, this is the fight in Chapter 3. It's the third one against Talos. It's the one with Dioscuri. I've noticed that a lot of people are having issues with it. Let's get into it. So, starting off, the plan is I have Musashi card down the first bar of Talos, like somewhere between Sei and Musashi. They'll be doing card damage, and that shouldn't take too long. It's only 150,000. If I land some decent crits, Musashi does a lot of damage. And I have the help of Gong here, all reliable. And then by the time we kill that, we will get one of them out of there, and then we'll just conga line taunt walls. And that's pretty much how it's gonna go. So let's get into it. One of the really annoying things in this fight, you start off, Aphrodite's kicking our ass right off the bat. 3-turn debuff on this attack down, on the star gen down, and also a 20% NP gauge drain. So you'll still want to bring starting charge most likely. It really just depends on how good your archer is at getting their NP. So turn 1, what I've seen a lot of people do, which makes sense to do usually, they usually pop her invuln on turn 1. I mean, it means you're more likely to get it later, but you'll see why it doesn't really matter later. But it also removes this attack debuff. So I'm gonna start off by just popping that, because as you can see, we got an arts card, and between her having a 50% NP gain buff from her craft essence, doubling her hit counts on that, she gets a lot of NP gain regardless of whether or not she crits. Gonna go with that, get some NP gain and HP out of that, and she gets her evade, and they get that defense buff, so Musashi doesn't take as much damage this turn. So this is usually why you want to wait a turn before you use this skill. Because this turn, everyone's skill sealed, they're going to attack 3 times. They're not going to use skills, because if you noticed last turn, they only attacked once. So if I had invulned here, then she would have blocked 1 attack. But here, she's going to block 2 or 3 attacks, so it's a lot better. So I'm gonna try and shoot for some lucky crits. I didn't think I was gonna break this turn, but I was thinking I would probably break next turn. Almost forgot to use invuln, but remembered it before it was too late. Another way you can do this, you can work to get her in P quickly, and if you get an arts card, you can use her NP and loop with that, because the overkill and the 50% NP gain and the double hit counts, it gets you a lot. It can pretty much loop just off of that. But just to be safe, I go with the Buster card and get a little NP gain with the Star Gen. Alright, turn 3, second bar. Now he has that buff that gives him burn attacks. So So, as you can see, we have these NPs, they have their NP. This can be a pretty rough turn. But we are prepared for this because, well, you see, they ignore invulnerability, they ignore defense, so there's really no way of surviving that unless you have guts, and then still that's only so reliable. And Musashi does not have guts. But as soon as we use her NP, she's kinda dead weight until she gets it again, and that's gonna be a while. Because, you know, Unga Bunga deck, not much NP gain going on there. So she easily punches through this bar with her NP. It's a very strong NP. She's NP 5 even if she doesn't have stats on top of her normal base stats, because no stats on her craft essence or any foes or anything like that. She's still going to hit hard enough with that buster buff, or with Chen's buster buff. So I don't have to use Sei's NP here. I can use these buster cards instead to guarantee that I not only kill this, but there's also a 50k guts after it. I didn't mention that, but this will punch past 250k unless you get like a super low roll, and just use the buster cards to finish that off. But I'm using AoE, and AoE's a little different here. It's still feasible. You're usually going to use single target, just so you don't have to scrap more for damage. Like someone like Robin is way better for this than Sei. Well, Sei offers some really good stuff, but Robin's just great here as well, just for his damage capacity. So, anyways, he's gone. Got some decent damage on that bar. And in comes George, and we got another taunt ready for the next NP. So now we just sit here, work on some NP game, and work on this bar. So they have a really spammy NP in this fight. So as you can see, when we broke the bar, they got these two buffs. What they do, they both activate when they crit. One of them gives them a 3-turn crit buff, which means they're more likely to crit, and the other gives them NP charge whenever they crit. So, in other words, they're going to NP a lot faster, and you gotta be careful about that. I have Mash coming in next, because she can cover 2 turns, and this is actually one of those instances. There's actually a lot of instances in this Lost Belt where this version of Mash, Ordinax Mash, is actually better than normal Mash. It's because she can taunt twice. See, Chen Gong here, probably 1, maybe 2 hits, and he's dead. But she can help keep that off of them. And she can also do an NP and keep these two a lot more safe. So as you can see, they have 2 ticks until they have their NP again. It's very likely that they will crit twice and then NP on their 3rd action. So good thing is we have this taunt here in case that happens, and if that does not work, just as a backup plan, we have Chen Gong's taunt. So we're very prepared for this. And as you can see, they did indeed NP, so. As you can see, right now, 97k left. She has her NP. He has taunt, ready. Pretend he has a normal K-scope. He doesn't even need starting charge, period, because he can just help Qingong stabilize. So I taught her for NP gain. She's on her last turn of the evade, so I want to get some value out of it. Also, there's like no way she's dying this turn because they're sabers and she has 2 defense buffs and 2 damage cuts active. So she's very safe this turn. And as you can see, if I was scared enough, I could have gone for this arts chain and gotten his NP if I was using like a 50% starting charge craft essence, because that's easily enough for another NP. So at this point in time, it's pretty much impossible to lose, because even if they like somehow crit extremely hard, whenever they proc guts, they have to change target unless they're taunted. And well, they're probably not gonna do that much. So as you can see, nothing happened that turn. Very safe. And you know what? Like, Qingong has his NP here. May as well give the real carry here the dub. Sorry, Asclepius, but this is way cooler. And that is how you beat these guys. So, you might say like, well, Sei is a 5-star, I don't have Sei, and that makes sense. Sei is really good in this fight, but she is definitely replaceable. You see, normally, you would not use an AoE archer in this fight, because what you need the archer for is to clean up the high HP saber, and at that point, I mean, there's no reason to use AoE. So someone like Robin can use his NP really quickly. He can get it a second time because he has his NP gain buff, and he's also arts. In some instances, he can 2-shot the bar because he does so much damage. But yeah, that's pretty much how you do this. Thank you for watching. If this helps, if you guys want to see more of these, leave comments, leave likes. I'd love to see it. I like doing these, so it'd be nice to do more of these. Alright, see you in the next video.